Welcome to Anti-Woke and Autistic. Marissa Matthews is part of the fat acceptance cult, also known as the Quitters cult. She's on TikTok, and here's her message. This woman is fat as fuck, and she has this to say. Check it out. Let's take a look at that again. It's unbelievable that she actually thinks that she can change the world in such a tasteless, unflattering, classless manner. And that's very typical of these fat acceptance women on TikTok. They want to normalize being fat as fuck. They want to normalize a very sickly, unhealthy, dangerous state of body. And they do it in such an unintelligent, uncouth, and often lewd way. They shove their huge bellies and huge thighs in front of a camera, and then they're telling you, don't comment on anybody's bodies. It's not right. It's not okay to comment on people's bodies. Well, if you don't want people commenting on your 320-pound body, then don't flaunt it in front of a camera with barely any clothes on. Like, duh. This is unbelievable. She says it's not okay to comment on other people's bodies, such as their size or food intake. Yet here she is, as well as other fat acceptance quitters. Yes, it's a cult of quitters, people who have quit putting any effort in becoming a better version of themselves, a happier, healthier, more confident version of themselves, a version of themselves where statistically they'll live a longer, healthier life. They have quit, they have given up on that, and to deal with the guilt and disgust they have at what they've done to their bodies, of what they've allowed their bodies to become by stuffing their pie hole every day with thousands and thousands of calories from ultra processed food, and many of them don't do any exercise at all, and to feel to lessen the guilt of what they've done, they promote and celebrate obesity. They become delusional and they've convinced themselves that it's okay to be morbidly obese. It's okay to have a sick, inflamed body. You know, this is no different, no better, no more ethical than people with anorexia nervosa who weigh 68 pounds soaking wet, such as Eugenia Cooney, glorifying a skeletal, emaciated body. And if this dingbat here, Marissa Matthews, and she goes by She is Marissa Matthews on TikTok, this dingbat here, this bonehead, if she wants people to stop commenting on her body, why is she flaunting herself in a crop top, showing this humongous belly in front of a camera? She's showing her humongous doughy arms. She's flaunting herself. She does this a lot. But then she gets all bent out of shape and her feelings get hurt when people comment about her body. In fact, Marissa Matthews is so insecure and so overly sensitive that she posted a video about how upset she was that people were commenting about Kelly Clarkson's body. Kelly Clarkson, the winner of the first, what was that, America's Got Talent. She's a singer and a talk show host. Does Marissa Matthews personally know Kelly Clarkson? Why is she so upset that some super rich, super famous, Grammy winning, talented entertainer is getting comments about her body? Why does that upset Marissa Matthews so much? I mean, is she thin skinned? No pun intended, of course. We all know she's very thick. But is she like so spineless and weak that it hurts her feelings? It hurts her fifis when people she doesn't even know personally make comments about the bodies, the size of one's body of people who she also doesn't know. Look, if the kitchen is too hot, get out. It's that simple. If you don't want people commenting about your morbidly obese, sickly body, then stop flaunting it on TikTok. Stop it if you don't like the comments. If you think you have a right to flaunt your body and act lewd and tasteless and classless on TikTok and just show all the disgusting excess areas of fat, if you think you have a right to, then people have a right to comment about it. It's called freedom of speech. When you put yourself out there, people are going to comment. No matter what kind of body you have, if you have a super skinny body, people are going to make nasty comments. Like Eugenia Cooney, all 68 pounds of her, she gets loads of nasty comments. And she's asking for it. You should see what she posts on Instagram. She's asking for it. Likewise, these fat acceptance cult members are asking for it when they put themselves out there in such a lewd, uncouth, unflattering way, wearing crop tops, shorts that are like way up, flaunting and jiggling their thighs and their belly rolls and their back rolls, acting like they're all that. When you act that way, it's tasteless, it totally lacks class, and it's going to attract unkind comments. It's that simple. And if you can figure that out, I don't know, maybe there's too many Snicker bars crowding out your brain cells. Then she doesn't want people, she thinks it's not okay for people to comment on food intake. Yet many TikTokers have videos called What a Fat Person Eats in a Day Who's Not Trying to Lose Weight, or What I as a Fat Person Eat in a Day When I'm Not on a Diet. There's a bunch of those. And then they film themselves gorging and stuffing themselves with junk food. Yet we're not supposed to comment on their food intake or body size. This Marissa Matthews is so delusional. Face it, Marissa, obesity, especially morbid obesity, will never ever be a beauty standard because it's ugly. It's a sickly state of body. Toss in the towel, hang it up. You'll never succeed at normalizing morbid obesity. It's ugly and it equates to impaired mobility, an extremely high risk of all sorts of killer medical conditions. And as you get older, it'll become increasingly relevant to your activities of daily living. You'll start feeling aches and pains if you already haven't. You'll develop high blood pressure. There's a very good chance you'll develop high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and all the other stuff that comes with morbid obesity. You'll have trouble fitting into seats, finding clothes that fit, getting in and out of chairs, getting up quickly from a chair, doing housework or gardening without panting heavily. If you think you could be fat and healthy, then why don't you talk about all of this while climbing 5 flights of stairs? Why don't you go on a brisk walk at 3.5 miles an hour, 4 times around a school track? That's 1 mile. And while you're doing that, talk about it. Let's see if you can do that. If you want people to take you seriously, if you want to reduce the number of unkind comments, you might want to start posting more intelligent videos instead of twirling around like a bimbo and flashing and flaunting your 3 times normal size body, wearing a crop top and jiggling your belly fat. Now, if fat women want to wear crop tops, they have a legal right. And if they truly think they look good in crop tops and sleeveless shirts and skimpy clothes, scant clothes, go for it. You do you. But when you start flaunting it and celebrating a sickly state of body, when you're glorifying and celebrating morbid obesity, you really, really cross the line. That's no more ethical, no more moral than women with anorexia nervosa celebrating looking like a skeleton. If you want people to take you seriously, post videos that show that your IQ is higher than that of a shoehorn. But when you prance around flaunting your belly rolls, your back rolls, your humongous arms, you come across as cognitively impaired. And as a matter of fact, there is growing mounting evidence as a result of research that obesity causes the inflammation in the brain that obesity causes reduces cognitive output, especially if the obesity begins in childhood. But if it begins in adulthood, you still run that risk of not being quite as sharp as you could be if you were of a normal, healthy weight and took good care of your body. And before you come up with that ridiculous argument, well, plenty of sick people are skinny and plenty of thin people are sick, that's irrelevant. That's like saying drunken driving is safe. You could be a safe driver while intoxicated because plenty of car crashes are caused by sober people. Do you realize how stupid that line of thinking is? Yes, a person could be slender or straight sized and be unhealthy. They could be unfit. And many unfit, unhealthy, sick people are slender, slim, not necessarily anorexic, but just not overweight. But that doesn't mean being slender or straight size or not overweight cause their problem. Yes, some slender, normal weight people are unhealthy, but every single obese person, especially morbidly obese, is very unhealthy. And if they think otherwise, let's run up a few flights of stairs together and discuss it the second we get to the top. It's unbelievable how deranged the thinking is. It's unbelievable how deranged the thinking is of all of these women who have gotten caught up in this cult of fat acceptance. And what's really strange, what's really bizarre is that they are extremely judgmental and they're hypocrites. They are the first people to judge. They don't want people assuming or making assumptions about their eating habits or activity habits, yet they make all sorts of assumptions and presumptions about anybody who wants to lose weight. They label everybody fatphobic who wants to lose weight or even who just goes to a gym. Well, here's a news flash. No matter how often you call people fatphobic, we're not going anywhere. You can't chase us away by calling us fatphobic. You have no power. We're going to continue going to the gym, and many people who want to lose weight are going to continue wanting to lose weight so that they could be a healthier, better version of themselves instead of quitting like a weakling and convincing themselves that it's okay to be as big as a house. Well, anyways, that's all I have to say for this video. Have a great day.